this kind of brings me on to something that I don't know if you've ever considered it or if you've thought about it, but I'm just interested to know how people would think about this, because I always think like if we were to take like a huge like YouTuber, a huge like personality, and say start from the beginning in the current climate, what would be different to when you started back then? So obviously you're in social media, and I'm keen to hear what your thoughts would be, either on platforms or on content or just around a general, I don't know, a plan, a general kind of mission statement. But let's take us to a world where Talk Norwich City doesn't exist, or it's got 10 followers on Twitter. You've just started it. You've got a nice like username. It's all looking nice, but you haven't really thought of a brand. You haven't really thought of a logo. You've just got a name, just got an idea. What would be your kind of checkpoints to click first, and where would your thinking be in terms of a media plan in order for it to be successful today?
What a question. Well, my first thing is there's a filter before that. You need to zoom out and you need to look in the mirror and you need to seriously think about whether you really want to be in the world of fan media.
Yeah.
Because seriously, Dev, the online abuse, if I had the opportunity to start something now, the truth is I wouldn't do it. It's not worth it. I've had way too many dark nights to having, if I was to start it now, it just wouldn't be worth it. And so I'm so blessed and grateful that I've stuck at it, because now I'm at this point where we can create some cool stuff and I can see the upside. But if I was to start from scratch now, seriously, I'd be thinking I'm going to get tons of abuse for this.
Yeah.
Tons of abuse. And I think it's got a lot worse, actually. But anyway, to do the nice side of it, if I was to start from scratch and I'd decided in myself I was able to cope with the mental health impacts of running a fan channel, first of all, I would double down on TikTok. I think it's a platform that has definitely the best organic reach, 100% out of all of the social platforms. I would consider not going on Twitter, genuinely, is in personally. I think it's a really powerful tool to engage with the football community. But again, that mental health point, seriously think about that.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really important to not make it all about you. So what I mean by that is you need to canvass different people's opinions, create different shows where you can unlock networks of people. So for example, why don't you talk to fans of a certain era that saw a certain competition win only about that certain subject, and hear that, and that's that content. Now if you host people and have them on, they're more likely to share. Well, this is what you're doing with me today, Dev, right? It's a pretty common tactic. You're going to share this on social media. I'm then going to, because I've enjoyed this conversation with you and I've enjoyed your company, I'm going to share it to my audience, and then you'll gain from that because you'll get more views, etc. So I think it's really, really important to collaborate. I think that's really, really important. Also, the mindset needs to be perfection over execution. People spend so long looking at other channels, looking at other media, and trying to make it like them. Like, we had an account that was set up recently, and I don't even care saying it because I still think it's ridiculous to this day. They started an account called Norwich Talk, right? And our name's Talk Norwich City. And the reason why their channel won't grow is because it just looks like you're copying, right? So try to be as unique as possible. It's impossible to be completely unique. That's an important point. But to go back 2 steps, perfection over execution. Sorry, execution over perfection. Just post stuff. Don't get obsessed with creating this perfect thing that True Geordie's doing, or AFTV, or the United Stand do. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just create the content that you think other people will enjoy, and ask questions. Ask questions of your audience. Get them engaging. Don't just make it about you and your opinion. Ask for their opinion. And I think that's what I do. And I think the most important thing over and above all of that, and actually this isn't just for football media, this is for everything, but seriously, patience. Because the truth is, it's so unlikely that you're going to post something that goes viral. Like, the chances of going viral are pretty minimal unless you do something absolutely ridiculous, which means you get cancelled, and therefore your channel will never take off if you get cancelled within the first year, right? So I think those are the things that I would say. That sounds quite negative. It's really fun. You can be really creative. but yeah, just be aware of the impact.
No, I think it's good for people to hear that side, to be honest, because I don't think, especially with someone like me who's tried, I tried a fan channel before, I'll be honest, it didn't kick off, it didn't do that well, and mainly because I got so bogged down into the detail of it that I just stopped enjoying it. I stopped liking watching a football match because I started writing things down of what to talk about and then editing it all properly, not having any real enjoyment for watching the football game. And then I thought, if I don't like watching football, why the hell am I doing a fan chat? And then it just turned into a thing.
100%. You vitally have to love documenting your process of running a channel.
Yeah.
You have to love the journey of starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And you have to eat shit for 2 years before you can eat caviar. That is the truth. And that's stolen from Gary Vaynerchuk, by the way. I love that.
Yeah.
But it's the total truth. It's so important. And I think people think that you can just start a football fan channel, get a designer to do a nice little brand for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get people saying to me, are like, oh, how have you got sponsors? And I'm like, because we posted content for 5 years before we pitched to anyone. That's what people expect, to start a fan channel and then demand that business sponsors them within a week.
Yeah.
And there's no value exchange.
Yeah.
That's actually, let me go back to your question, Dev, as well, if you don't mind. That's another really important thing. Again, not just in football media or fan channels, but in life and marketing and everything. When you're asking someone of something of someone, please think about how you can give them value, even in your position. Is it a free something? Is it a ticket to that? Is it a coffee on you? Is it a bit of cake with a meeting? Is it a cinema ticket? Is it you introducing them to someone that could help them with their business? But always think about the value exchange, because the people that message me, I always respond to the people where they've taken the time to be super polite, but they've also thought, I actually want to help you, Chris, because I really value what you're about. And I think that's really important. And that's one of the reasons why I've been able to get guests on, is because I make them comfortable, but I also make it about them. Like, what story do you want to tell, and why? I don't want to create my script, my show notes, without knowing what you want to achieve. Ben Gibson, Angus Gunn, El Hernandez, Stuart Webber, Todd Cantwell. What do you want to say to the fans?
Yeah.
And that's that thing, is that value exchange is really important.